What I'm thinking today, I don't know. I feel my heart hurts. It feels heavy. My head is spinning. There is so much going on, and it's so unfair. Not to me, to my kids, my daughters. My kids have been moved 3 times. They're sitting in somewhere called respite right now, just to be moved again. They didn't. They didn't prepare my girls for this. They didn't go out and look at the house. They haven't went and checked on my girls. I found out through court yesterday that my girls were gone from a house they'd been in. So after removing the kids from me, from 2-hour home visits, from me picking the girls up from 7 in the morning to 7 at night, to weekends, the kids bonding together, bonding with their other brother, with their grandmother, my grandkids, being home and getting into a routine of having art class and working out, doing yoga, going to church, playing their music. Ethan has his guitar. Emily has her violin. And Ethan has his guitar because I feel it's a good way to express his anger through music, or if he's upset, he can write about it. I thought it was a great idea. My girls has been moved, and they're little girls. They're 4 and they're 3. They have each other right now, and that's it. But I asked the social worker, have you been out there to check the house to see if it's appropriate, who's there? Have you went to check on the girls? She told me no. The lady sounded nice. She told me she's not going to go back and forth with me. I said it's not going back and forth. It's me worrying about my kids and having concerns about my kids, how they felt. How does this protocol go? Because when y'all got to send them home, we got to go overnights, and then we got to do weekends, and it's a process. So why isn't it a process for y'all to make sure the girls know that they're about to leave to go somewhere else? In my head, it felt like they just packed my kids' bags, put them in the car, and shipped them out to somewhere else without explaining to them what was going on, what was happening. At least the social worker is a familiar face. They could have seen her right now. I guess my kids are scared. They don't understand. I can't imagine waking up and somebody pack my stuff like, okay, you got to get out. It's very sad. It's very traumatic, especially after being moved from your parents, who you were bonding with, who they were bonding with for so long, and feeling good and smiling and being happy. Even the lady told me that had the girls before that whatever we're doing, keep it up because the girls are talking more, they're laughing more, they're more energetic, they were happy. They're trying to take my kids away and cancel visits over the seatbelt incident. But what they don't understand, what their guardian litem don't understand or talk about, is as much as my girls was being shifted around from house to house, different people, different personality, different situations. He's not talking about that. He hasn't been out to see my kids. I don't even think he's ever saw them probably once. But he read what's on black and white and he go off on it. And I think it's so unfair. It's so unfair. To not only have to be taken away, but to see your mom and dad on a Zoom call for 20, 30 minutes. And that was supposed to have been yesterday, so now they got to wait till today. The lady my kids are with would tell me or dad to keep the kids because she don't drive in the snow. She's emailed the social worker about it. Dad has talked to the supervisor about it. They was giving him an extension so the kids could stay, but she made it seem like we were just keeping the kids. Like, dude, if we were keeping the kids, that's kidnapping. You would have to report that. So evidently it's not that. They said I told my son not to say when somebody hurting him. What kind of person would tell their kids not to say nothing about nothing? First of all, he's 6. I can't tell him that. My kids talk flat out. You just got to make sure you're taking care of them when they're around you, make better choices, make sure they're safe, make sure they're happy, and things like that. Before you just have to stress them out even more to the point where you're saying, don't say this and don't say that. That's too much stress. I'm not doing that to my kids. They talked about my YouTube channel. My YouTube channel is nothing but strength, progress, motivation. Nothing's on my YouTube but my kids. What I feel about my kids, what I think about my kids, my home visits, trying to reach other women who are alcoholics to let them know that they can change their life. Hair, makeup. It's not about me yelling, fighting, arguing, drinking, going out. It's not about any of that. They want to pinpoint what they want to pinpoint to try to make it negative, and they miss the whole point of my content. And if you really want to be honest, instead of looking at the paperwork all the time saying it's a history, I pretty much just let y'all into my life to see what I've been doing since I've been sober. So y'all get to know me and see me and feel me for who I am and how I feel about my kids, how I find strength and hope, and how I cope with stressful situations in a very positive way. I always try to find something positive. I keep my head up, I stay strong, and I keep moving. And I offer that help to people. Yeah, I danced in the club. Man, I only took that job because the pandemic happened. There was nowhere else to really work. When they opened back up, I knew it was fast money, and I was so scared that I would need to get a lawyer for my kid's dad. So I was dancing to get a lawyer for their dad. But I stopped because I've done my peer support specialist training, and that's where I want to be. That's what I want to do to help other women know they can change and get their kids back, or I can help them before they get to where I am at in this point in life with my babies. So that's one of the reasons why I did. And they want to say me and Dad have a relationship. They give us a case plan. And with that case plan, you learn how to live in life without problems and drama. So to me, the case plan worked out. They want to say that Mom and Dad were, well, they didn't really say we had a relationship. Like, they know I don't live with him and all that stuff, but people grow, people change. I'm just sick with it, man. Just the thought of knowing I don't want to take permanent custody of my kids anymore is such an amazing feeling. But when I think about how my girls are feeling, what they're thinking, the amount of fear they must have, how much I know they want to be home, how they think about us, how they feel about us, all that wrapped up in them little bitty bodies and them little minds. They don't know how to process stuff and put stuff in order and deal with it. They deal on their emotions at that time, and it's fear. My kids have a home too to come to, and they'll never have to worry about leaving again. Let me think what else was there. We were on the phone for like probably 2 hours with the court, and then the judge gets off the phone and say, "We'll have the answer in the file, in the journal entry." The prosecutor seemed like he was very in between, but it doesn't seem like he was trying to dog us or hurt us or say something bad about us. I think that he kind of knew that these parents are fighting. They have changed. Things happen. But he just wants to see some kind of more growth, I guess. Um, my lawyer's a beast. She's good. They want me to drop the kids off back and forth to Dad's house. Now, if I'm getting my kids out the car and I'm coming in here with their food, or they're picking them up and bringing them in the house or saying my goodbyes, they say that's doing a visit with him. Okay, but they had me here before doing visits with Dad on Zoom. They know I came and decorated the girls' room. They know I drop off mad clothes and shoes from my kids. I make sure they have what they like to eat, because that's what I like to do. Not saying that he can't do that things on his own, but I like to do that. Miss Mary know every move that I make. She gonna say, yeah, I know they were talking over the phone. And it's like this lady has been with us for so long. She wasn't even on the phone call when they decided to take our home visits away. They put her in a hard place because she doesn't even want to get on there with the judge and say how much we grown, what we've done, how there hasn't been any incidents. And she complained about some damn candy that we gave our kids when we first had this case open. I just don't know. My kids are sitting somewhere right now, and maybe it's a better place, but maybe it's not. But I just don't like the feeling of having my little girls moved around from place to place, especially when they have a home to come to. I don't know. The judge seemed like she was okay. Like she wasn't mean or rude, or she was very serious, very to the point. Um, they never took pictures of this so-called bruise that was on my son. By the time everybody talked to my son, they didn't put words in his mouth. They didn't ask him a situation over and over again. Then the social worker said she went out to the house a couple of days later. She saw a bruise on Ethan. You were out sick for the staffing. The investigator didn't go until like 7 days later. You didn't never see no bruise on my son. You didn't go out there. The judge said, did y'all take him to the hospital? Uh, um, there was no pictures. There were no proof. I don't think anything was on him, to be honest with you. And if it was probably something like a little red. But nobody, if it was that serious, why y'all didn't take pictures or take them to the hospital? Or why did y'all still let us keep the girls until it was time to drop them off? Why y'all come get them? You know, I understand that kids go through things every day and people hurt their kids and parents get upset, but let Miss Mary sing how we handle our kids, how patient we are with our kids, and how they have their own little voices. I let them express themselves. I let them talk. I think the guardian let them, instead of talking about how much my girls are being moved, I think he had the audacity to get ready to say something about a YouTube video about Emily opening up a gift, and I was talking in front of my kids. Man, listen. Where's our meatball? I think I'm gonna just go ahead and go. I just feel like. Open that door, open the door, open the door. Okay. Oh, there she is. Sorry, I was doing something. I'm right here, honey. I'm right here, honey. I'm right here.
I know, but I'm in a rush. I wanted you to have her dressed there.
Oh, where are you going? I thought you were going to sit a while.
No, Mario's car got towed, so they were taking it to the store.
Oh, sorry. This is what I do.
You ugly.
Take care of my kid. You gotta take her. You gotta take her with you.
I know.
I gotta. This is what I do. I'm part of my family. My family's very loving and supporting. They all wrote beautiful letters for me concerning me and Dad. How good we are with our kids. How they were bonding. How they were happy. How they had structure. How they were back in church. Kaden, put on your shoes and your coat. She just woke up. Give her a minute. I mean, not a minute, but you know. Oh, your coat's right there, Kaden. Take your meatball sandwich with you.
That's not the coat you wanted.
Yes, it is. I told her to change her coat because that other coat was dirty and I didn't like it. So she took it out of her closet. Well, these people could see the emotional damage and the way they're making my kids feel. Is adding more stress than good? Or just by letting them just come home? Instead of trying to fight us.
Kaden, hurry up, put your shoes on.
I don't know, just continue to pray. I'm sitting here playing a waiting game. After all the bullshit and stress, all the ups and downs, all the you can see your kids, you can't see your kids, Dad can only see the kids. Kids been moved, still don't drink. It's so crazy. It was right before Christmas. They didn't want help put the tree up. They wanted to wrap gifts for each other. Now, you know, that was something they were looking forward to that was torn away from them. New Year's, I celebrate everything. They would have known exactly what New Year was about with the glasses and the hats. And then Ellie's birthday. My baby deserved a beautiful birthday party. I didn't get to talk to her that day. Nobody called me. I don't know what she did, what she said. Did she have a cake? Did she have a balloon? Were they nice to her? Did they let her know her birthday was a celebration? You'll see in the morning when my kid's birthday come, I always get another one cake. When they wake up, I have balloons everywhere and a candle and screaming happy birthday. And then we go have fun. Then we have a regular party. It makes them feel beautiful. Makes them feel appreciated. Makes them feel like somebody. And ain't nobody gonna treat you like your mama, man. Nobody. But can't even think. My brain just feels like empty. Bye, Mandy. I love you. Huh? Um, what else is there? So the lawyers are trying to get us to be able to do our home visits still at the home instead of a collab, where all kids go visiting, playing with the same toys, right back in the homes where it was at, so they can be comfortable. And there's nothing wrong with the houses, so I want to see why. I want to see. Archie texting me about Ethan. He's doing his work. Bye, Mandy. I love you, girl.
Love you too.
Bye, Kaden. I love you.
Love you too.
Grandma, see you later. Um, but RG did go pick up my girls later on, like maybe 3 days later, 2 days later. She sent me a picture of Ellie Pie, and my baby looks skinny. Like she was losing weight. I voiced my concerns about that. Like they blow through what we say. But my God Almighty, like for me, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, yeah. But eat whenever you hungry. Eat. I'm on the phone one day on a Zoom, and my baby asked, like, Mommy, I want some water. And I'm like, could you give her some water? She's like, I'm about to give her some right now. Then Emily, like, I want some more water. She's like, you just had some. Man, you should be able to drink as much water as you want to drink. Eat what you want to eat. Eat. I love to feed people, and people like to eat, especially kids. But I looked up all last night, respites, what it is, what they are, what's their qualifications to become respite. But I can't believe this lady didn't say it. She didn't go check the house for the girls. So that means you ain't tell the lady how they are, and then she gonna say they know the lady. I said, you cannot be saying my kids know that lady who kept them for 2 days when they were with Miss Dolores, went out of town, didn't take them and took her kids. You cannot say, but my kids remember that lady from a year ago and say they know her. Don't you dare put that in the paperwork saying my kids know her. My kids don't know that lady. She didn't even go check and see who all in the house. Because from my understanding, all kind of kids come through respite. You don't know who in there, what's going on in there. You didn't see the lady, get a feel of a lady. That's what I say. Nobody gonna treat your kids how you treat your kids. Anybody gonna love them like you love them. So I called my lawyer. I called the supervisor. She's so mean and evil. They don't like me because I called 696 kids on them. And I called their senior supervisor on them and made them give Dad his home visits when COVID was over. And ever since then, they screw me any kind of way they can, but I ain't gonna stop saying how I'm feeling. No, fighting for my kids and being my kids' voice. You got me messed up. I don't even know if my kids took all the shoes and clothes and stuff that I sent over there to them. My kids was in a routine here. They were happy. They were comfortable. They finally felt at peace, and you snatched that away. My mental state of mind right now is calm, positive, exhausted. It's a waiting game. So, well, like I said, y'all, I'm gonna go. Bye.